Well, we appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
As we were talking before, we wanted to venture off into getting local musicians from the Houston area, because Houston's filled with a bunch of great artists.
A lot of talent.
Like all kinds of music genres too.
Yep.
And I kept seeing your name on Instagram just pop up. A bunch of people are sharing your stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
So appreciate you coming on. So can you introduce yourself and tell our listeners about yourself?
All right. Well, I'm Sunnitharapper, and I spell it SUNNITHA.
THA is important.
THA is very important because
it is.
Say it's Sunny the rapper, okay? Not the.
Was that a big talking point when you were coming up with your name? Was it like, should I go with the A or the E?
Yeah. I mean, Sunnitharapper came about as a nickname because I was in a group and I just went by Sunny. And then one of my friends in LA started calling me Sunnitharapper. They was like, there goes Sunnitharapper. Every time I walk in the building, they're like, Sunnitharapper. And then they made me a hat that said it, Sunnitharapper. I'm still in the group though. So it was kind of like my alter ego for a second. It was like, all right, here comes Sunnitharapper. Like I would tell myself that. So then when we decided to go solo and do solo music, I was like, I gotta go with Sunnitharapper because I gotta stamp who I am, and I feel like that was so important to me because I feel like people got lost in the sauce with who I was when I was in the group. So I was like, here I am, I'm Sunnitharapper. Like,
how long was this group a thing?
What was the name of the group? Did it have Sunny in it? Like, how did this name? Okay, so what is the name of the group?
So I was in a group for about 10 years actually.
Oh wow!
Since I was young, it started with like a group of best friends. It was my two best friends, and we came out with this mixtape. It was just like a whole thing.
Was this Destiny's Child?
No.
Broke away. Come on, B.
Right. It was like a whole big thing, and then it became a serious thing. And then once it became a serious thing, we ended up having like a group member change because one of my close friends, she ended up started dating the dude who was trying to manage us.
That gets hairy.
That goes.
Oh no.
They went off and had a whole family together. Then we ended up getting another girl who became the singer in the group. And then from there, we actually got signed. We got signed to Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles. So we were signed under Matthew Knowles.
I wasn't far off.
Right? You wasn't far off. That's why I laughed when you said it. So he got us, and from there, he kind of like molded us and glammed us up a little bit. We ended up having another group member change. Destiny Shop for real. And then it became, because it was Sunny Tally, Vicky Valley. Then it became Sunny Tally, Bunny Ray.
Damn.
So we ended up getting another girl, and we were, like I said, we were signed, and then we decided when our contract was getting ready to be renewed that we wanted to become independent artists. Felt like we learned a lot under him, but it was just one of them situations where I felt like it was like this shadow over us because of him, and it was kind of like stopping us from getting to certain places.
Yeah.
So we just kind of had made like a group decision. And then, we thought it was a group decision because one of the girls decided, tells us that she didn't want to do music no more. The girl she was the replacement.
Okay.
And we were like, okay. And then come to find out, she signed like this solo deal behind our back with him. I know, crazy, right?
Y'all need a documentary on
No,
this thing.
we were filming a show.
Damn.
We were filming a show with Bunham and Murray Productions. I don't know if you know who they are, but they do Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They do Mariah Carey. They do Bad Girls Club. They're, a real production company. We were already filming with a production company who came to Mr. Knowles in Houston and wanted to do a documentary on his life. Or do a show and see like where he was now, what he had going on. They knew he had a girl group, so that was us. Then about 5 months after we started filming, they switched the direction to the lives of us and where we came from and how we're, staying as a group and overcoming things. So they switched the direction to us. Right. So we became the main, outlook on they wanted it to be pretty much like, overcoming trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
3 black girls. They wanted it to be like that.
Right.
So it went great. it started a lot of controversy because he started dropping bombs, trying to get reactions, trying to get, you know, it to have the best ratings possible. I guess
They Hollywooded it.
no, for real. Like, he threw it out there all of a sudden that I had to lose a certain amount of weight. I was gonna get dropped. He made the girl who was a singer cut her hair off. He dug into like everyone's like family's past. It was just like all kind of crazy.
Making drama where there's really not drama.
Creating, you know, reactions out of people basically. And the production company had a really hassle with him. He didn't want to cooperate towards the end. He got frustrated and mad that they were talking to us directly. He wanted creative control over the whole situation. And they really, you know what I'm saying, was trying to get him to understand, like, this is what we're here for. You need to trust us and understand that we have the connection with these networks. Did a whole, you know, pitching. We pitched to over 11 different networks. E was one of the people, of course, because they have a connection with Beauty and Mary. They've done plenty of shows with them, so they were the most interested. Shot a pilot for it. Never saw the pilot until we decided to leave, and our road manager showed us the pilot because we never knew what would happen. It was like 2-3 months had rolled by, and we didn't hear nothing back, and we was like, I wonder what's going on with that, because shit, that was like a great, like, we filmed all of this. We trying to figure out what's going on. Long story short, he ended up pissing them off.
Oh, no.
And yeah, they didn't like, it was like, all right, well, you want to go do that. You know what I'm saying? And we still kept the connection with them. And they helped us out. Like, they came, they put groceries in our house because this nigga wasn't answering the phone. He was the one who paid the bills and put groceries in his house, but he would want to go disappear for 2 weeks at a time. It was all kind of crazy things. But at the end of the day, on the business end, you know, he's a genius at what he does. It's just unfortunate that he had too many things, I feel like, going on in his life. And us, you know, growing and getting to the next level wasn't a main priority. And it was like, all right, I already given 4 years of my life, so time to keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So we became T.O.D, and then it became just me and Tally. So it was Sunni and Tally. And we were T.O.D. It was called Topic of Discussion. The name came from what we felt like the word, like, because we felt like we was the topic of discussion when we was in Blush. It was always something with us too. They made it seem like we bullied the girl and we didn't. She was just quiet and timid, and you know what I'm saying, didn't really have, I feel like, the knowledge and backing when it came to music, because we pulled her in and she didn't really do music. She kind of sung a little bit, but we created her into a rapper. Okay. We created her into this image that we needed her to be, because we already had that image and we needed her to replace that image.
Hey. This podcast episode is brought to you by BCN Supplements. BCN Supplements is a Texas-based company that produces and manufactures everything right here in the great United States of America. The good thing is BCN caters to every single person on the fitness spectrum, whether you're a seasoned hybrid athlete, kind of like myself, or you're a newbie just now starting to pay attention to your health, kind of like Mike. BCN has what you need to make a healthy choice. Lately, I've been using BCN's pre-workout mix. And to be honest, I'm not really a pre-workout guy because I don't like the way most on the market make you feel. You know, the crash and that tingly feeling. But you don't get any of that junk with BCN's pre-workout mix. I've noticed I had more focus during my lifts and more energy to carry through my longer workouts. And that pump you get is just, it's amazing. Drop what you're doing right now and go to bcnsubs.com to place your order today on this pre-workout mix. They got vitamins and they got collagen, and be sure to use promo code CWJM to receive 10% off your next purchase. BCN Supplements, helping build a better you from the inside out. So was it a rap group or was it kind of like an R&B?
It was 2 rappers and a singer. Okay. It was clearly something never done before.
Okay.
And it worked. You know what I'm saying? For a while, it was just, as we were growing and our music was growing, it was too many other things happening, and it kind of stunted our growth a little bit. And then, of course, we transitioned into a duo. So then it became a singer and a rapper.
Which is more common.
Right. Yeah. Which is more common. And we were T.O.D for about almost 2 years. And then we decided to do solo music because, mind you, I've never done solo music. This whole time I've done music. I always done music in a group. So I definitely felt like the world needed to hear us express ourselves individually. We had grown, you know what I'm saying? And we both were grown into our own, you know, person. And sometimes when you're in a group, it's not necessarily one can hinder the other person, but you're always compromising. You're always meeting someone halfway. you don't fully ever get to really express who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those times where it's like, all right, let's express who we are. Let's see how the world takes this. And I think it's been great ever since.
I think that's how groups work. I mean, you lose some control because you have to make sure everybody's satisfied and happy. And so it kind of limits you, but that's interesting. What even got you into rapping though? Like we kind of jumped pretty, which is interesting. That's a lot of. You've been in the game for quite a while.
Yeah.
But what even got you into rapping? When did you start? How old were you?
Like 4th grade, I started writing poetry. I loved poetry. That was kind of what made me go into a pen and pad period. And when I first started really rapping, it was very lyrically poetic. It was very sad, probably. It was very deep. And it's so funny because I was so young, but I was channeling such deep emotions then, like for real. Like to the point where I remember I recorded a few verses and was in the booth crying. Damn. Like it was weird. I was like, what? Like what's going on? I'm young too. Like I'm 17. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have like a rough childhood? Do you think that some of that stems from like a rough upbringing or something? Or?
Yeah, I do feel like some things. Me writing poetry was a way for me to express myself because I was the only child. So it was just me and my mom. I was a single parent, and I saw her go through a lot. So it was like I would just express how I felt on paper. You know what I'm saying? Things that I saw on paper. So it was kind of like my alley out of things and, you know, my just a way for me to express myself, basically. And it came full circle because I had a best friend who was also kind of musically inclined. She loved music. She had, you know, could hold a little tune, and her boyfriend rapped. He had been rapping since we were like 13. So one day he was like, frustrated as hell at us, and we was trying to get ready to go somewhere. She was trying to rush him to go somewhere. He was trying to write, and I think we were trying to go to Dave and Buster's or something. But he was like, "Man, y'all think this easy? Y'all go try to write a verse. Y'all go try to make music. Like it takes a minute. Like don't rush me, you know." So he's like, "Fine." She was like, "I'll go make a song," and she had us two come, which like you know it was me and this other girl. Her name was Vicky, and we were our best friends. So we went and we made a song, and we ended up. So one song turned to 7 songs, which turned to a mixtape, which turned into us performing. And it was like,
wow.
Just snowballed from there, huh?
What are we going to name ourselves? And then we became a group. Literally, all of that happened probably within 3 weeks. And then it was like, from there, music became my life. Literally.
Who were some of your role models, like, when you first started writing? Like, did you, like, channel some?
For sure. I love Tupac, and I love Lauryn
I knew
Hill.
it was going to be Tupac was a poet, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the best way to channel the lyrics. I mean,
for sure.
It's relatable, you know? It's like things that come from your heart rather than just things that rhyme.
Him. So me and my mom, you know, I'm originally from LA. My mom's raised out, you know, she's been there. She's back there. So the West Coast culture has always been in my family as what I grew up. Even though I grew up in Texas, my mom always made sure I knew where I came from. And we really listened to nothing but like West Coast music, like Snoop Dogg, Tupac, like those are all of the people she listened to. So that's who I ended up listening to. And then Lauryn Hill was also one of her favorite artists. Yeah. So that's who I ended up listening to. Mary J. Blige. So that's who I like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I kind of got my musical influence from her because my mama wouldn't let me listen to rap. Like, she would let me listen to rap, but it was like Tupac.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Fugees.
The good stuff. I mean, you mentioned like Tupac and Lauryn Hill, man. That's some deep stuff.
And that's probably why I was over there in the booth crying. Like, it was literally, I was listening to, like, growing up, I love Drew Hill. I love dramatic music.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that when you're driving and you listen to a sad song, you start crying?
If I'm in a sad mood and I put on a sad song, I'm for sure crying.
Sometimes I like to do that just to cry sometimes.
Man, I used to, like, I remember one time I was going through a breakup and my ass...
You're trying to make yourself feel bad?
You put on some Casey and JoJo, didn't you?
No, I put on Whitney Houston. I was in the car bawling, crying.
Which one?
I Will Always Love You.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
I get some chills.
I was going through a breakup, but I was the one who had to break it up. So I never really had been through that experience yet. I never really had to leave nobody. So it was like very kind of traumatizing. And I was like... what song can I relate? And it was that, because that was what that song was about. And I was like, I literally probably listened to that song on repeat the whole way home. It was devastating.
You're like,
sad.
how can I fuck myself up?
So now every time I see the meme, it was like listening to sad music while sad, I die laughing, because that is a real thing that people do. Because if I did it, I know other people out there doing it.
Are you a Libra?
Yes.
What is this?
It's a Libra thing, man.
What is this?
It's a Libra and Gemini thing. Like,
you one of these people now? You hippie analogy? I have the hair. You remember that, right?
Super hippie.
Zodiac.
Yeah.
Are you so this fusion of like West Coast and Houston rap, like the Southern hip hop, like came up. I want to say probably like 1999, 2000. So I grew up in Austin, and it was like Southern hip hop, Mike Jones, and all that. So you got this fusion. Did you like get into some of the Houston hip hop too?
For sure. Like I used to listen. Once I got to a certain age, I was listen to 979. I would listen to the freestyles on there, and would try to freestyle with me and my friend. Man, hold up, man, it's coming down from the west, and I'm about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows Houston rap.
Yeah.
So, and my friends, they're Houston to the core. So no matter what, I was always surrounded with the culture. You know what I mean? But I was just that person that got to add a little West Coast to it, a little flavor to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's got to be the slow, because Houston or just Texas rap in general is kind of the slow, like a lot of treble, a lot of bass.
I definitely get more of my rapping from the South than the West. I don't think I'm really on that. But a lot of people don't believe that I'm like when I go out of the city, a lot of people don't think I'm from here.
You don't put off that vibe.
Like, everyone, now when I say Houston, they be like, really? And then I'm in Houston, and people ask me where I'm from, and I be like, here. They be like, really? Like,
you kind of do have Cali vibes.
Yeah.
So, that's what everyone always says that. And I be like, well, that's originally where I'm from. That's where my roots are, but I was raised here. But like I said, my mama always made sure I knew where I was from. We was all about the West Coast. We only rock the gold. I don't even fuck with silver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
100%. Well,
It's
gold's
a
coming
thing.
back now, though. Like,
That's all I wear.
everyone's wearing that too. It used to be platinum.
Everybody's shitting on silver now.
Yeah,
I think they really are.
it's fake as shit, dude.
She was talking about man hold up. Like, do you remember in school the people with the pins?
Yeah.
Like, man, hold up, man. What's the damn deal? And that's like that was like every other verse.
I'll be coming down.
Yeah, I come through. Yeah.
That's
We've been hitting no pins since elementary. It used to be this guy, I never forget his name, like Niall Davis. Probably he did really good in football. I don't know if he went to the pros though, but he was so cold with the pin jump thing. Like, the coldest person I ever saw, and he perfected that shit.
That's
like,
an art, man.
Did he pull the two pins out? You know it was going down.
You know it was going down.
Or if they took the lid off and then that made the second one, they're like.
He could go for like he could go too for like a long time. Keep the beat, change it up. Like, I was like, bruh.
It's
be in my corner trying to practice.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get with him.
What was the studios that you used to go to record around here?
Man, so I actually started in Sunrise Studio, which is like a school.
Okay.
And it's actually where Beyonce and them did one of the Destiny Child albums. I can't remember. And the guy who owned it, she was like, became really close to him. I remember Matthew, he would tell us stories. And when Beyonce got her first car, it was a Jaguar. And she rolled up to the studio and had him hop in and gave him his, it was like her first drive around the city in it, and she did it with him.
That's awesome.
And I used to go up there. They used to always tell us, little stories about them and her or whatever. But it was a really cool situation because they had students who had hours they had to do. So they had to do it where they needed to record people. They needed to, mix and master. Like, they had to practice their craft. And we ended up becoming friends with this guy. His name was Jew. And he needed to record people. And so that became us. And, and that's how we end up kind of sniffing around, like, getting around having to pay too much for, like, studio time and stuff like that. Because around that time, I was actually the only one in the group working. And I was going to school.
Damn.
So it was like hard. One of the other girl, the other rapper, she had just had a daughter, which was my godchild at the time, and I think Raylan probably was like 2. So she had a baby really young. So she was trying to focus on that, and then the singer, I don't even think she had an ID yet to even get a job. So it was like all on me.
that studio time was expensive too.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was really, really good that we met him because all we had to do was kind of like throw him little stuff here and there, and he took care of everything. Then we end up progressing. We ended up meeting this lady. Her name was Kelly Cryer, sweetest. She really got us to getting signed because she kind of took us under her wing. She was the marketing person for Bun B and Kirko, and I think Keisha Cole at the time.
Damn.
And she worked out of the studio where Bruce Bangs is. And Bruce Bangs is a pretty known producer here in Houston. And he did the Scarface album. You know, what's his name? What's his name? Baby Blue? No, not Baby Blue. That's a
Baby Bash.
Baby Bash.
Yeah.
Baby
his
Bash,
album. He did
geez.
Keisha
You know
Cole.
Baby
Like,
Bash
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, like he did a lot of different people. So we ended up started going to him. She got us finessed in there. And he did our whole mixtape. And this is the mixtape that we started getting known for. It was this mixtape we did. It was called Black History 365. And we did medleys from the 60s all the way up into the 90s.
That's awesome.
And we did male and R&B. It was so intricate. Like we did like, you know, like every other song. So like one song would be a medley and then the next song would be a full song. The next track would be a medley and the next song would be a full song. And we did that for all of the males and all of the females.
Whew.
what the heck?
I know, right?
That sounds like some Aretha Franklin shit when they were just trying to get some different sound.
No, for real. So
yeah.
we redid like Amazing Frankie Beverly. We redid like all of these, you know, we even redid like a Bob Marley track. It was like just different songs that from that era up that we feel like influenced the industry, period. You know, we did Lauryn Hill, we did the Fugees, we did Tupac, we did Mary J. Blige, like everybody. We pretty much did everybody. And with the medleys, we hit like 4 different songs in one song.
Yeah.
Wow.
And nobody was really doing medleys then. So it was kind of like our thing. And then everyone started kind of knowing us about it. We had CDs. We was going everywhere with these CDs.
Do you remember of course you remember, but like artists used to have to depend on
CD,
radio,
yeah.
CDs and radio, like go
Yeah.
play it. And then that DJ probably never played it. But now social media, you can market
Everything
yourself.
is social media now.
Change the game, huh?
I'm still. I know I've grown up in it now clearly, but the fact that I got to get a little taste of the CD world. You know, I was young then, but we still knew, like, you know, we had these. My mama helped me purchase I think we got like 500 printed up.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And you know, she was helping me sell them. We was trying to sell them. We was giving them away and selling them. It was just like I feel like put a little bit of a hustle inside of us that, you know, maybe these other people that didn't really get to experience that and came straight from social media, I don't feel like they really know how people really had to get up in these streets and do that. Like, you had to show your face everywhere. You couldn't really just, you know, videotape everything, put it on social media and promote it. But once that did come into play, it did make things a little bit easier. But then at the same time, it was like, I gotta be on my phone all the time.
Yeah, because then everybody's doing it. Everyone's posting.
Exactly.
It's like a competition almost.
Man.
And so now you're a single artist.
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing your own thing. So at what point did it start where it's just you and you're creating your own content and managing all that?
This August.
August.
When we made the decision.
Damn. That wasn't too long ago.
I know.
We didn't talk about timelines. I don't know,
I know.
how fresh it was.
Yeah.
And so now you have the song out.
Yep.
That hits pretty hard. I've been listening to it. I think it's behind me. No, not anymore. It went to sleep. But he sent me the song, and he was like, I think we should have her on. And it's pretty good.
Thank you.
It sounds like some South in there, though.
It is definitely. Yeah. It's awesome. It's slow.
Sounds like some Megan in there.
It's slow.
A lot of you, but I mean, it's like that tough female.
Exactly. We have a tone. I think that people compare us to because we have when we come on the track, it's like we demand the attention.
Right.
Everyone doesn't kind of have a voice that demands attention when they get on the mic or, you know, when you hear the songs. I think that's what a lot of people compare us. And then I'm tall. We both 5'9", 5'9.5", 10, whatever. Thick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got a lot of comparisons when it comes to that. So I get the comparison. But
it's interesting you mentioned the tone because it's like, you know, Nicki Minaj usually it's kind of like that that cute.
That's higher
like,
pitched.
Yeah,
too.
that cute, like, but it's like very, I don't want to use the word masculine. It's not masculine, but it's like tough. Like,
No, the
powerful.
crazy thing is, I used to be told my voice was too messy. It's crazy. Like before Megan came out, people was trying to make me die down my voice. Like when I was in the group and I would come on the track, everybody would compare me to MC Light. Or, you know what I'm saying, things like that. And then it got to the point where they were like, okay, well, you need to feminize your voice a little bit. You coming too hard. And then it was like,
that's crazy.
I was like, all right. So then I started trying to play my voice around a little bit. I started trying to do a little other different things. But then when we, decided to go independent, I kind of started going back to that voice. Because I was like, man, but because people started showing me love then. And they was like, man, don't change your voice. Like, you have, like, you know what I'm saying, such a demanding, aggressive voice. And then when Megan popped out, it was like, everybody was like, yeah.
Get
And
deeper.
I'm like, well, shit. If she can make it with that voice, I can too.
Yeah.
I'm not about to be over here trying to my voice no more. Because for what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not you. Yeah,
It
can't be
wasn't
fake.
me. So I do feel like it is good to play with your tone. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't feel like you should have to like not be you on the track.
No.
If, you know what I'm saying? So I think that with this song, it was something so different from anything I've ever people have ever heard from me. Like in the group, like y'all don't know me from then, but like I definitely rap completely different than when I was in the group.
What was different about it?
I think we were more censored in the group. And everything we talked about was a little bit more different. So my word choice and things were naturally different. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just always thought about making it commercial, more on the pop end. That's kind of where my mind was.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of where they were trying to market us. Yeah. So I kind of, I was taught to be a business person in the music industry. So sometimes you got to be smart about things and you got to figure out like what your lane is, and depending on how the label trying to market you at the time, they was trying to market us more on a pop hip hop level. Right. Which means my words had to be a little bit more, relatable to all, shall I say. Yeah. So of course, naturally, I just rap differently. Yeah. Now I'm on my own and I'm really on some like female rap shit. Is like, all right, here you go. I'm in your ass and I'm talking my shit. And I know, unfortunately, to talk my shit and make it relatable to the people I need it to be relatable to, you know what I'm saying? I have to go about it a certain way. So I think I'm just honestly, it just makes me versatile. You know Absolutely. What I mean? Because I want to hop on a song with Maroon 5. I love them. Yeah. And I want them to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to cross over to other genres. And I feel like that's important. I feel like Nicki opened that door for us, and she showed the versatility of her, you know what I'm saying, rap, because she can get good at it and she can get pop on you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's something that I keep in mind. And then with this song, I really, 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 really wanted a confidence song, like a women anthem confidence song, because it was something that I had to work on. And it was low-key a motivation song to myself because coming from being in a group to being solo, I was always that person. No matter all of the different transitions in groups that I was in, I was always that person who purposely shadowed myself to make sure everybody had their shine. Right. Because I knew my position. I knew what I was. I knew my worth. So I didn't care to put myself in the spotlight. I didn't care to push myself out there. I didn't care to even exude confidence sometimes in certain areas. I was just sometimes just there. You know what I mean? Keeping it together.
That's got to be scary, though, like putting your first single song out, because you can kind of rely, like me and Mike, I can kind of rely on Mike. If I like am brain dead right now, I can rely on Mike, and I'm sure you felt that way. I can kind of rely on my partner if I'm having an off night. But
for sure,
it's all you now.
I know, you're right.
You can't rely on anybody. How's that feel the first time putting yourself out there by yourself?
It was scary at first. Don't get it twisted. I think my girlfriend Breezy, she definitely helped me a lot, like putting that confidence in me and letting me know, like, bro, you got this. She ain't really know how my music was gonna sound. That's the funny thing. She was like, I was a little scared because, like, I don't know. I never heard you do any type of solo music. So when she first heard like my first 2 songs, she was like, damn, like you have some good music. Like, hell nah, like we about to take this shit, you know what I'm saying, to another level. So her backing and her having such like a good ear of music, you know what I mean? Like she was the people, everybody who's like kind of popping out in the city came from her scene, came from her ear, came from her motivation. So it was like, all right, I got this person backing me up. She knows good music. I'm gonna, and then from there, she was the first person to give me my motivation. And from there, it trickled. And it was like every single person that heard my song gave me some type of reaction. It was like, damn, like, not a normal, oh, it's good, yeah. And I was like, damn, no, I fuck with this. When's the next one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when you driving the next song? Or when's the show? Or when can I? It was like that immediately reaction people was giving me. It was very welcoming. It was very, like, genuine. And I could kind of tell the difference from the past and how people kind of treated us to now. So it was really like, once I started getting that, it became a lot easier. I still sometimes doubt myself a little bit about certain things, only because I'm still, it's still a lot of new experiences I'm having as a solo artist, you know? So it's kind of just like, you know.
That's probably good, though, to kind of always second guess yourself a little bit.
Yeah, because I always think I could do better.
Yeah.
Like, always.
Keep that all the time.
It sometimes make me slow with doing things.
Yeah.
Because I sit on, like, sometimes I sit on a freestyle for, like, so much longer because I didn't wrote, like, 3 versions of it.
Yeah.
And probably the first one was be fired to everybody. And in my head, I think it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. And sometimes that, it just stops you from putting out content quickly because you're overthinking it, you know, too much. And that's what I'm trying to get better at. I'm trying to just not think so hard about it.
Yeah.
It's funny, this progression we were talking about with this powerful woman rapper like era. Like, I feel like I'm gonna miss some people, but I feel like it's like Little Kim first. Then I feel like I'm missing something in the middle. Iggy, and then it went to Nicki, and then Nicki kind of got drowned out by, who's the Hispanic one?
Cardi B.
Cardi B. And now Megan. I felt like Megan like took leaps and bounds, because when I hear her song, like Thought Shit, like Hands on Your Knee, like it's like I want to go play basketball or go run or like do something hype. But
it's a high energy.
Yeah,
she gives high energy.
People are like these women are starting to do these like what are they called? Like it's something only they make a sound and you know it's like she goes you know,
oh, yeah.
and you know it's her. And they started doing those little trademarks on their beats or whatever. And I feel like your transition to your new song, I Look Good, like you know, start off kind of like Megan, and then you have those whisper spots. You know, I look good. You know, like you say a lot. It's not really censored anymore. You know,
oh no,
you're not pop anymore.
I'm not censored at all anymore.
Yeah, but you're going in the right direction. That stuff, it's like, yeah, you're on that vibe.
Thank you, and that's what I wanted it to be, a vibe. And now my other music is definitely more on a high energy, but it's still a vibe. But it's definitely more high energy because I tell people all the time when I create my music, I'm definitely an entertainer. So I don't think about just the song. I think about my performance because that's my favorite part of being an artist is performing. So I'm always thinking about that. And when I make my music, I'm like, what I'm going to be doing on stage.
Damn, you think a lot about it, huh?
Yeah.
How you just freestyle it.
I think about what I'm going to do on stage. I think about the type of people that's gonna be in my audience and what they gonna want to repeat and what's gonna hit them the hardest and what's gonna make them, you know what I'm saying, want to re-listen to the song. Like that all goes into play when I'm making a song.
Yeah.
And it's funny because at first I was like, maybe I'm overthinking it, you know what I'm saying? But then I was like, nah, every line gotta be a caption. Cause I watched that show with Cardi B when she was judging and it was like the Netflix and they was looking for the next artist. Yep. And I remember her stressing how important it was in your songs to make sure you had something memorable and and people wanted to make it captions. And I started seeing more and more people on Instagram making lyrics their captions. And I'm like, yeah, when I make a song, it's like an essay. I'll write it and I'll go back and I'll study line for line for line and make sure every line is a caption or something that's catchy. Yep. Like it can't be no fluff, no dead space.
You got like depending on like what producer you talk to or who you listen to, you got like 30 seconds to grab the listener.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like that beat when that bass hits, you got to catch them with that first lyric. That's a lot of pressure too, though.
It is like that first line to be so, and it's like it'll take me forever to get my first line when I'm writing. But once I get my first line, it's a go. As long as I'm not interrupted, I can finish the whole verse. If I get interrupted, then I'm like.
Are you working with any like single producer or DJ out of Houston? Or you like to finish your album, or it's kind of a mixture of other people?
Right now, I do have like my home producer, I guess you can call him. His name is Because. He didn't produce this one, but I have another song with him that I'm going to be releasing soon. And I have G Major, who did Look Good. And then I collab with this one producer. His name's Lumen, for one of the other songs that I'm doing. But I am on a kind of a collabing producer spree. Not going to lie. Only because there's so many good producers out there. And it's good as an up-and-coming artist to kind of be able to have certain names attached to your name. You know what I mean? So producers make a big difference as well, because when people hear certain tags, they actually pay more attention to the song immediately, because like, oh, such and such did this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it becomes that. It's politics, really. But, it becomes that type of situation. So I feel like it's good for artists to branch out and work with other producers. And sometimes, to me, certain producers bring certain different sounds out of me. Right. You know,
they can coach you or kind of suggest other methods or other lyrics or beats or whatever.
I think it's good. Yeah, it's like crown box of an album. You get a little taste of something different with every song, because a lot of albums can sound pretty much the damn same. It's like it's just a different hook.
It's like a long. I be saying that. I feel like a lot of people's songs nowadays like one long continuous song.
Yeah. Are you like? What's your thought on that? Like the music today, the hip hop, how much it's changed from like Tupac and Biggie and even Lil Wayne, like back in the day, to now it's kind of like almost like a monotone, like just weird sounds, like mumble rapping, I guess people say it. So what's your thoughts on that? Like, you trying to stay away from that? Are you going to adopt some of that?
I feel like music has changed with the times, and I think it kind of makes sense. I know a lot of people is like, I want music to go back, but I think it'll never go back, because the world is constantly evolving and the world's constantly changing. The morals and ethics of the world has changed. The norm of what certain people do has changed. So I think with this generation, not our generation, the people under like Tupac in that era, they had different things and trials and tribulations that went on in their communities that they had to be a voice for. You know what I mean? Now you have these younger kids who, they don't really have those issues, but they feel music differently than I feel like they did back then. I feel like everything now is a vibe. Unfortunately, kids nowadays are more into drugs. So everything is like, how does it make me feel? Versus what they're saying. Yeah. Versus back then, it mattered what was saying, because they needed something to stand for. They had to stand for that. People needed those words to keep them going. Nowadays, it's about the feel of everything.
Yeah, it's more about the music than the lyrics.
Right, than the
most
lyrics.
People don't even know
that's
lyrics,
why you get these mumble raps, and people are falling in love with the melody of the songs more than anything. Yeah. They don't really care about the words. It's the melody. If the melody is catchy, it's going to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives you that feeling. It's just a good feeling. And I think that that's kind of like the way music is going. It's about the feel of things. It doesn't really matter no more about the words. Yeah. There's some people that's holding on to the words, of course. It's always going to be that percentage. And people are still going to care about what they put and letting their ears hear, depending on who you are, But I think it's just, this generation is more about the way it feels than the words. So then it becomes mumble. It becomes, you know what I'm saying? A half a song of just a verse, and they repeating the same thing over and over, because it's just that it sounds good and you just want to keep hearing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get these songs that on TikTok, I feel like it became a thing to just hear a certain part of the song, and that's all you know of the song. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's that one part, but that one part is the part that go, or is that one part that clearly made somebody feel away, and it made it, got the TikTok going and made it go viral. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of the same thing. It's like they don't care about the words on TikTok.
Yeah, I feel like some artists are only doing like
TikTok songs.
Yeah, TikTok songs to make it go viral. There's a bunch of them.
Right. I think that is its own lane. It ain't my lane. I'm clearly trying to break the TikTok lane, but I don't feel like I go in the booth thinking about TikTok.
Yeah.
I think music has become TikTokified though, in a sense that, like you were saying, the attention span of people now is TikTok. Like if it doesn't hit right away, they don't want to listen to it. So you don't have the younger generation listening to Nas, where it's just like these thick lyrics, or even Eminem, like where you have to really listen. You have these, like you were talking about, captions within each verse. So you have sub hooks within there, which is like or skirt. Like it's not enough to where you have to throw some of that stuff in there to keep these people's attention.
Right.
And if you go off too far and get some complex lyrics and they're like, I'm not feeling this no more.
Exactly. You can't even be that like lyrical no more because people don't really want to even hear big words.
Yeah. It's confusing and boring.
I used to be that person that put big words in my thing. And my group members used to be like, bro, nobody gonna know what that means.
I can't break out a dictionary right here.
And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, you know, like, I think, or just words that normally people would use, like depict. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one's going to probably say that. But I might want to describe something that's depicting it. You know what I'm saying? But it literally, in the hip hop community, your word choice matters. Yeah. And you can't, unfortunately, be proper with shit you say in your verses.
Yeah. Because, the bad thing is, like, if you start TikToking your songs, the real artists are going to know you're full of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to get called out real quick.
Yeah.
And you won't last as long. But I don't know. I don't know shit.
Probably last long. Yeah.
I don't know shit. So I just caught myself. Wait a minute. I'm not a rapper.
You should take all your music advice from us.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for the full album or the LP or like the next mixtape? Do you have?
What's the next song called?
Ooh.
Can you say?
I can. So the next song is gonna be Rare, and I think I'm going to definitely release another song, and then I'm definitely gonna give you guys a project. It's probably gonna be a mixtape.
Okay.
That'd be bad.
And then an EP at the end of towards August.
Okay. Are you like these days you don't, like we were talking about earlier, you almost don't need to be signed these days, right? It's almost bad if you do get signed because then you're held to a certain standard or a certain contract or certain obligations.
Right.
You lose your freedoms.
Yeah. Are you?
I definitely think it depends on what you're in. Okay. Definitely. I think that the people are winning more in these independent, smaller labels and having major management. You know what I'm saying? Or having a partnership. You know, things like that I think have been winning for artists. But I do feel like as women artists, it's a little bit harder. And having that help matters. Because dudes, and then like men in the industry, they just, it's different. They can go out and hustle and do different things differently. And they don't get looked at a certain way. A female has to have a polished image to be taken seriously. You know, if you too hood, down is you a liability. If you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't go that route, but at the same time, it's like niggas be in the streets and be making that shit work. You know, I can't be in the streets.
It's almost
so it's like my hustle. I can match the hustle, but at the same time, as a female artist, you always need that power and that backing behind you to get them to really take you seriously. Yeah. And it's unfortunate that it's like that for us, but I feel like it always makes it a little harder. Like and men have told me this in the industry. They be like, "You're gonna get there. It's just gonna take you a little bit more. You gotta work hard. You gotta work harder because you're a female." People tell me that all the time, and it sucks. But we gotta prove ourselves more.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's true. Yeah.
But why though? Like, do you think just because there's more male listeners?
It's a male dominated. That was the one thing Matthew told us when we first got signed. He's like, you entering a male dominated industry, and no matter what you do, they always gonna look at you below them. I don't care. You could be Nicki Minaj and they gonna look at you as below them. They don't care. It's just unfortunately the male ego. Yeah. When it comes to hip hop, because they ain't I think there are some guys clearly who are out there who can admit that a female is harder to them, or can admit that they have a female has more power than them in the industry, but it's just it's very few.
I think it's getting better, but I think as far as an artist, it's hard, and then in sports it's hard. But I think in corporate America, like kind of where we work and stuff, it's getting a lot better. But it's getting better in other areas, but other areas getting worse. But yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely harder to make it as a female.
And then they want to control you more as a female artist. A lot of these male artists, A lot of these people who even sign these female artists, you be surprised the stuff that they tell them or they want them to do. They don't really let them. They don't go to guys and say, "Hey, you gotta get surgery and have abs." But they'll tell a female artist, "You need to go get your body done."
Yeah, that's still
or
very
I
much
won't
a
work
thing.
with you.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I know people who've had that happen.
Well,
to
even like Cardi B, like if you see her when she first came out to like now, she looks completely different.
Exactly, and that's the pressure they give you. Because you got to be next and better than them. They put women against each other in the industry. Men, you can go collab. You can go do stuff and they want to powwow together all day. But with a woman, they be like, you see what she doing? Okay, you got to be better than that.
Yeah.
That's who your competition is.
Powerful shit right there.
And that's just how they do us.
Who are some women, not, it doesn't have to be in the Houston area, but who are you looking to collab with?
I love, man, I'm over here so many that I gotta like figure out. But I do feel like I have a collab. I'm just gonna put it out there. Me and Big J, we gonna do something real soon. But I always, of course, wanted to do a song with Ken, which is Ken the Man. She's from Houston. She's always been someone that I looked up to. I love Libra Jolie. I love Millie Bucks. I love my newfound love, Martina Marie. She's a singer and a rapper or whatever. I'm sure there's going to be something in the works for us. I'm calling it out there.
Put it out there in the world.
Yeah, if you put it out there, it comes true.
Some Libra shit.
Right. I'm trying to think who else on the female end.
What's a stretch one? What's a stretch goal that you're looking forward to?
Yeah.
Like artist-wise?
Yeah, like a stretch collab. Drake? Drizzy?
Oh, that'd be good.
I'll give him a call.
Yeah,
give him a call. Sure. Let him know.
That's
even if
he
he's
loves
the
Houston,
intro on
though.
my song. He could just talk on the intro on my song.
But have you ran into him? He's like supposedly he loves Houston,
I actually
right?
have been like on the same premises as him, but didn't know he was there type situation. But I never got to meet him yet.
What's that love about Houston? Why does he love Houston so much?
He came from here.
Did he?
Like on the music end.
Okay.
So back in 2009, he used to kind of be out here a little bit because of Wayne. And the reason why Wayne even got in this situation was because of Jay Prince. And Drake ended up becoming cool with the brother, not the younger one, but the one kind of on top of him. And the brother was the one who brought him to Wayne, I'm sorry. And then was like, look at this guy. You should really hear him. You know what I'm saying? And it became like a situation from there. So the fact that he brought him to Wayne, and then, you know, his career kind of started going from there on the music end, because, you know, he's always acting, but on the music end it started really getting somewhere. And I feel like he just felt like he owed it. And he was here in the studio a lot, and people didn't even know who he was yet then, you know. But he recorded a lot of his stuff out here in the beginning. And his first ever packed out show was at Warehouse Live in 2009. And I was there.
You were there? Yep. Is that the same premises
situation? And I didn't
situation?
know who he was. No, that wasn't it.
See,
this was a little old when I got, I didn't even know who he was. My best friend used to listen to him all the time. And I'd be like, he didn't really have that many songs then, but I'm like, who is this boy you listening to? So she was like, I got us a ticket. You got to come. Saw him perform and fell in love with him. Yeah. That was my first time ever hearing him.
That was before he like made it real big.
It was when he had just had that song drop. Right after that, he had that song drop. Baby, you're my everything.
Every girl.
His first single. That one.
Is that the one? We always had that argument. I thought it was like, it may not be nothing. Is that the same song?
That was the mixtape.
That was that was the first one I really remember hearing.
Yeah, you probably did. Yeah.
That was probably the more commercial one.
Yeah, the commercial one is the one I'm talking about.
The
that
Sprite?
Was on the radio. No, I'm saying.
No, it's about the love. Like he's talking to a bunch of girls, but
but saying you the best I ever had.
Best I ever had. I think that's the name. Yeah.
Best I ever had. So that was his first single.
He's good. Everything he touches.
But he was already underground. Like people already knew who he was before that single.
Yeah, he was famous as hell before, right? I mean, he
was already Jimmy, of course, from the girls.
Oh yeah.
You know, but no one knew him, Aubrey. You know what I'm saying? But no one knew him that's really Drake yet.
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
I can't believe he made that transition.
Like he did it perfectly. Like I've yet to see anyone who's transferred from acting to singing besides her. A lot of people know her did act when she was a kid.
I didn't know that.
She was on Disney Channel.
Who?
Her.
Her.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let's act like I know what we're talking about.
And that's the reason why she didn't show her face for years when it came to her music, because she really, really wanted to make sure people did not associate her with Disney Channel no more.
I didn't know she was an actress.
Yes, and she did she used to do the little music for them.
Do you think Drake could have done it so successfully if he wasn't with Wayne? Anybody else?
No, I think Wayne definitely made it. He created an empire with him and Nicki. And even the whole, Young Money, Cash Money, it's just they were the ones to kind of come out of it on top. And he passed, I feel like he kind of just passed the torch to them because he kind of, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that it probably wouldn't have went the way it went without Wayne.
I don't think so. Everything Wayne touches turns to gold too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or platinum.
Not anymore. Yeah.
He had a vision, and his vision really did come to light when it came with Young Money, Cash Money. So I think, I don't think it would have been the same.
I think the baby needs to come back.
Who?
The baby. No, who was he with for a while? His dad or whatever.
Oh, baby.
Baby, yeah. There's too many babies.
Baby.
Little baby, the baby.
Right. You're right. I
Yeah.
forgot about baby. But I think
there's a whole lawsuit situation. Shit, right?
Yeah, that contract situation. I mean, it's still probably love there. I don't know, but shit, Drake ain't fucking with that because he finally, I think, about to get out his contract. He owed them 6 albums.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, there's a bunch of drama.
And that last album, I think, was his 6th album.
Where all have you performed so far with like the new music? Where have you?
I've been performing. So I performed at one of her events. I opened up for Tay Money. I've been performing like different little like venues and clubs around the city. I haven't really had that many performances yet because I just started performing,
just warming up
in October.
Well, because COVID too, right?
Oh, yeah.
COVID plays into that a little bit.
That a little bit too. I do feel like it would be a little bit more shows going around, but people still been popping out with shows in Houston. They hit me up all the time. I've been getting booked every week.
That's awesome. That's good.
You're in the right spot. Texas is holding it down for letting people be people.
Do what they want.
Yeah, yeah. Good old Texas.
Listen, do what you want, stay for sure.
So where do you want to where do you plan on where do you want to perform in Houston, and do you plan on going different state to state and trying to perform at different venues around there, getting your your name and your
I got a
your
show
music
in
out there?
Atlanta coming up.
Oh
February
shit!
28th.
Atlanta.
That'll be my first time performing in Atlanta.
That's right. That's like the spot.
I'm excited.
It's gonna
Hopefully
go off
I'll
there.
get some more shows after that one. But I really want to be able to perform at all the venues in Houston. My goal is definitely to not stop here, of course, but I'm definitely trying to be out the city more than anything.
Out the city.
Lie to you.
What does that mean?
Perform at other places.
Yeah. Okay.
Get her name out there.
Like Austin, Dallas. I don't want to just be in Houston. Like if I could really just take over Texas, that's the large second. What we wouldn't be the second largest state first.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be.
If I could take over Texas, then I
Austin. I
got halfway through the United States in my head.
That'd be what is it? ACL?
Yeah, what about those like big
ACL
South by
or
Southwest?
Coachella?
South by
My goal
Southwest.
is to get to Rolling Stone.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely a goal of mine.
that's achievable.
It's very achievable.
You can do it.
I can do it.
Yeah, but
they be letting everybody on the stage at this point. We be watching it like, who is this? Like who? And then the performances don't even be that good. Like y'all need to start having tryouts.
You should.
We got to see what these people is doing. I need to see a whole set before you get out here.
You should definitely do South by. You know what South by Southwest?
Yeah, I know about South by. Unfortunately, for like the official things, my music wasn't out yet, so I couldn't submit and I couldn't really get like my artist things for that because it was kind of late. But I'm still trying to pull up. I'm still gonna try to network.
Yeah, that's a hot spot. There's a bunch of producers. Sure. I mean, you know more better than I do.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like I remember I went to South by 2 years in a row and literally gained so many followers and fans off image. Like we was just like, it was like everybody was stopping us trying to take pictures with us just because we look good.
Yeah. You got the right look though. Like
thank you.
You almost look like Cardi B a little bit too.
I get that all the time.
You right?
We have the exact same birthday.
Really?
What?
Yeah. October 11th.
Little fan or what? The birthday.
No, I did not know until I looked up my birthday because I found out that me and MC Light have the same birthday. Look at that, right? The person I'm always the two people I'm always compared to on the voice end with her. And when I Googled that it was MC Light, it popped up Cardi B. And I was like,
Do you have Hispanic in you at all or no?
No, not that I know. I have German in me.
What?
German and Indian.
Yeah, you kind of like a little light skin.
Yeah.
Light skin.
My grandfather, his dad, straight German, and then my grandmother was Indian.
That's what I see. You have a little red in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Be out in the sun.
And then I got nigga in me. Well, you know that.
That's so funny.
Golly. You threw me off guard with that one.
I know.
He gets uncomfortable.
I get to make that joke because it's all through my song. And it's
Yeah,
so
it
funny
is.
because Reese be like, she be like, I wonder how they gonna feel. And then I be like, well, shit, I be reposting all these white and Spanish girls singing my song. And I'll be like, they don't say the part on the video, but I know they in that room. Like, I know I look good.
Yeah.
I know they are. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I think times are changing. And I understand that some people are raised in that culture. And I try not to get in my feelings about it, you know, and try to just see the person for who they are. Because it's like,
Yeah, it's gotta be tough, right? Because they're singing your lyrics.
I
too,
know,
right?
Yeah.
I know. I get it.
Ooh.
I get the frustration on both ends. I get why people be upset, and I get, you know, I think that I think that you have to just be mindful. I feel like when people of not black race are in public and there's other black people, you just shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
Just common sense. Don't say it.
I think
When you in a privacy with you and your friends, do whatever you want to do. It's common sense. Do whatever you and your people do.
just don't post it.
Exactly. Or don't be in public doing it.
I think it goes a little bit deeper too. Like if you're singing a song, I think it's okay. Like
right,
if
because
you're
it's naturally
it's part of the
exactly
song, right?
Exactly. But some people, it's their language,
Yeah.
and I think that you should be able to kind of decipher the difference. Because I know people who say it in a song, but that ain't their language. And then there's some people that's just their language. They, you know, they call their kids nigga, and they ain't black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
See, that's weird. I
That's-
think that's weird.
it's look.
Be calling my kid.
But if you were raised in that culture, you have a lot of Spanish people who are raised in black culture.
that annoys the shit
And
out
even
of me,
white
though.
kids.
I hate
You know
when
what I'm saying?
Mexicans
Well, it's
do that.
mixed families.
said I
where
hate
they- where
I
they-
hate when they do that.
he likes to hate on his own.
I'm allowed to say
on his
that.
I
own
know
race.
you're Mexican, you're
I'm
Spanish,
allowed-
so look, that's you and your people.
I
They
think
got
that's a
nothing to do with
flex.
me.
That's a flex he likes to do. He likes to talk about his own race.
Well, it's not like Mexicans aren't really a race anymore. Like we don't get talked about.
Yeah.
Mexicans don't get talked about.
I don't think you should be able to claim it. You can't even speak Spanish.
I can speak up again.
You say you can't even claim that.
A poquito.
No, it's a lot of Spanish people who don't speak Spanish now, and I know it's a common thing now.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is. We should be able to. We're losing that.
Shoot, look, when I get to a certain point, I know when I probably get a little older, I'm gonna like hire someone to teach me Spanish when I can sit down and
Yeah.
It's such a sexy language, though. Imagine rapping and like when Cardi B does some of that.
I know. I think it's gonna be, if I have kids, it's gonna be mandatory that they learn Spanish.
Really?
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
think it's needed in this way.
Well, especially Texas right now, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, especially in Texas.
Running
Yeah.
over. We're running.
It's too many people I've ran into who be trying to talk to me who can't speak Spanish, and I'll be looking at them like, I can't
you look
understand
like
what
it a
you're
little
saying.
bit.
They try to need help for something. It just be different things. I'll be feeling.
Imagine me when they come talk to me and I'm like, no habla español. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Have
and
you-
just in case my kids need, like, for jobs, it's a lot of
You get paid more.
jobs
Yeah.
that,
Get paid more.
yes,
Being
and
bilingual.
they're gonna definitely choose you over anybody else.
No, absolutely.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Have you ever said you're lying to a person you're trying to get with? That's
No,
that's a
no.
confident ass. Because
Yeah,
you're saying I look good, and then you call them little too, like you little bitch. So it's like, I don't know. It's like those people that want to be domed. They're like, oh fuck.
No,
yeah.
now that I've had, like, now that the song is out, I've had to say it. I have said it to a couple people because they came like, damn, you look good. I know I look good, little nigga. Like, I didn't have to hit a few people. With
I imagine that face was how her face looked when she said that.
I had
You
to
gotta
do
have
that
that
to a couple people.
I bet people would buy that. Like, hey, just talk to me. Say it one time, please.
Oh my god.
Just tell me.
What is,
I don't even think the people who I said it to knew that was my song. It was just a natural reaction when they was walking by saying what they said, so I said what I said.
yeah.
That's funny.
But I have a lot of my friends and just random supporters who would DM me and be like, I had to tell this one dude the other day, I know I look good, little nigga. Like, I've had people definitely hit me with that and tell me that they've said that in response. And I mean, that line literally came from you know, someone telling me that not even someone. I got told that a lot. Like I had people coming to me like, man, okay, so you already know you look good. You know what I'm saying? But you already know why I walked over here. Why? Tell me why. So in response, the song was like, I know I look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then of course, don't speak if it ain't about figures, because a lot of women can do what they need for themselves. A lot of women are very financially stable to take care of themselves. I have a lot of, even my younger friends are so financially stable. Like, they really don't be need no nigga, but all the niggas that they do want to fuck with, you know, is at a certain caliber. So you have to let these niggas know, like, all right, if you ain't got your bread right, if you ain't at a certain point in your life, what we talking about?
Yeah.
A lot of,
because I'm not going backwards.
Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy how like OnlyFans and all those like popped off during COVID? Now these girls are just, you know, were working at Target or wherever they were working at. Now they're making millionaires.
That's
they got to go back to work now.
They don't have to. No,
OnlyFans. They got that uproar and made them revert that real quick.
Did they reverse it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm behind.
Yeah.
They didn't go through with that.
That's the reason. I mean, it's
kind of
that's what it is. It's like, all right, we're gonna stop doing what we are.
It's like that's like McDonald's trying to come out and become a chicken strips. Like, I mean, become.
Don't put it past them.
No, I know, but I'm saying like just completely changing that. We're like, nah, that's not what we signed up for. That's not what the big M stood for.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't, when you brand yourself a certain way and you try to switch that drastically when majority of your money is being made from certain audience, that wasn't a smart move. I would have even told them that wasn't a smart.
A lot of artists are not only female, but male artists are doing OnlyFans too. Have you thought about that?
I've seen like the little comments about Tiger and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Chris Brown did it.
Shit, at one point we definitely thought about doing OnlyFans, but like having like exclusive stuff that were only on there.
Yeah,
because that's what Cardi and them was doing. Like, you know, artists was doing that. It wasn't just necessarily on a sexual tip. They was just putting exclusive things on there. It might be on the sexier side, but it still was just, you know, exclusive music things. So we did think about doing that, but I'm the type of person, if I don't move on something immediately, or if we don't move on something immediately, I just feel like it ain't meant to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Instagram's about to come out with some paid creator stuff.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why I don't have badges on my live. Is it like a certain thing you got to do to get badges?
You got to get that shit. What's going on?
I think you have to apply. Did you apply for it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I did.
You got to apply for it. Yeah. But Instagram, you're about to have like you can go live with your paid subscribers, and then your subscribers will have little badges, and then your subscribers can send you money and little tips and stuff, and you can have like little announcements like, "Hey, I'm about to go eat lunch." I don't know if you'd ever do that. I'm about to go eat lunch over here, and come have lunch with me or whatever. But you can only you can select it to your subscribers. Those people that subscribe to you. So it's kind of like a internal OnlyFans.
But can anybody do that? You got to apply for that too.
I think it's gonna.
I don't know yet.
The article read it looked like anybody can do it. It's building a thing for creators so that they can make money and just do that. But of course, all these apps are trying to beat each other. Everybody became TikTok after a while with Reels and Facebook had that.
The same things.
It's all transforming into one thing.
No, for metaverse.
Yeah.
They're trying to take over the world.
Are you getting into that? Are you into NFTs and all that?
I'm trying to get into it. I'm still trying to understand why this little weird looking picture costs so much money.
Gosh, your album covers?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh my God.
But I do want an NFT made, and I do want to get someone to help me. I'm getting one made. Oh, I got one made? Oh, you did. She did. I haven't seen it yet. So in my head, I ain't got it. But I have an NFT being made.
Yeah.
You need to rap about crypto. If you ain't got the crypto,
you right.
What's the word?
If you ain't got the crypto, you ain't got the lipto? I don't know.
You ain't gonna see the nipdo. Damn!
Okay,
we'll collab. I'll give you one.
I was over here thinking like
the nip though.
Oh, nip.
Can't see the nip.
He's real slow, dude. Don't worry about him.
He says lame ass.
He's
jokes.
slow like his fucking camera, dude.
He says lame ass jokes.
Slow.
Sonny, I'm sorry.
am dead. Oh my God, you gotta make me hit my lip. So
that could have. You done hit your lip though. See, I'm done.
Please stop on your head.
I'll get in that chair after she leaves, and we can talk about my career.
But yeah, you're right. Crypto is a big thing right now. But yeah, I'm getting into all of it. My girlfriend, she's definitely more into the crypto. She got some money invested in there, and so
Nice.
she pays attention to it a little bit more. And tries to explain it to me. I be listening, but I mean, it's kind of like a stock thing. I get it, a little bit, and it's a new way of having your money, and people are getting paid through it, and all kind of stuff. So I definitely know it's gonna be taking the world by storm real soon.
Well, artists are.
I mean, it already is, but I think it's more of certain type of people, of course, right now.
Artists are starting to put their songs on it and sell. Like the people that buy it.
The athlete, first athlete to get paid through crypto. I can't remember his name. I think he's a football player.
I don't.
And you don't know this shit. Wow.
I don't know that one.
It's gonna be real good for artists though.
He became the first athlete to get paid through crypto. So it's all his salary is through crypto.
They're making millions.
That's crazy.
But what's crazy to me is like they don't own. Like you can put your song, look good on it.
Mm-hmm.
The person that buys it doesn't own the copyright. Like you own your asset. You own it. You can do whatever. This person just owns the digital copy of it.
Yeah. It's more of like a collection thing. People love to collect things. And
so it's like okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. They own an instance of it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be real good for artists because you're going to be able to own a lot more of your stuff, and that separates you even further from an industry that gets a cut,
Yeah. Okay.
You make more money.
That's dope. So it's like someone like if you do an album cover on your account or whatever, like someone can go take a screenshot of that and say, look, I got her screenshot. But if you put it on there and someone buys it, it's like a digital receipt, and then someone owns that, and then they can say, look, I own Sunni the rapper's album or her first album cover.
Yeah. Or copy number 3. I got like the third copy of her album.
Okay.
And then you can go to their house at the metaverse and they're like, oh, look on the wall. That's the third copy.
At the metaverse.
That's on their wall in their meta house. Like, I got the third copy of
so
Sunny.
we just created a official Sims world, but just for
exactly.
people.
You know, people addicted to Sims where they were.
They were.
Too much. Yeah.
I know a few, like on my my friends, her little sisters, which they're about 18, 19 now. They used to be addicted to Sims when they were like 14.
That's 13. A girl thing, isn't it?
I don't think so.
And even then, they still play it. I have a friend, Maya. My friend Maya. She still plays Sims.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, they ain't got no updates for that thing anymore. She plays.
I don't even know. Like I think
crashing
it's like
on her.
People. I think it's a mind relaxing thing for people.
Yeah.
Because you kind of just get to like low key do things you really want to do, but just you get to kind of control it. And you know what I'm saying? Look at it happen on the screen with fake people.
It's a control thing. Something they can control.
It's something they can control.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
go invest in some real estate on the metaverse, and then me and Mike will buy some real estate right next to you.
I'm dead.
And then
we'll hype it up.
Well, yeah, we'll hype it up.
When you virtual monopoly.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So
that's what the world's becoming.
Just as fun.
A virtual monopoly.
Snoop Dogg spent like millions of dollars on some real estate inside of it, and then people are buying the real estate around Snoop Dogg just to say that they
got real estate next to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
What
was it called? The neighborhood's called the Sandbox.
Yeah. The Sandbox.
So, this is crazy.
Crazy stuff.
Gotta keep up.
That's because we have a lot of grown men that play video games. That's all this is. This is grown men who at home playing video games then created this metaverse.
Yep.
So they can have something to do but get paid from it. That's what this is.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Sunny, we appreciate you coming on the podcast, driving down from Houston. It's been fun, and we'll look forward. So where can people find you on Instagram and TikTok and all that good stuff?
All right. So all of my social medias are Sunnitharapper, SUNNITHARAPPER, all spelled together. When you're looking for my music, you can type that in: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of that.
Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff.
Apple, everything is
everywhere.
Sunnitharapper.
And you have music videos too. That YouTube's the same way.
YouTube same way. Everything is the same.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice
Try to make it simple.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, and we hope to talk to you again.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.